I just want to tell Tony people what they're looking at the moment. This is live scenes at the other end of the cordon here in Crumpsall, Greater Manchester. The Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, has just arrived, along with the Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood. They have arrived here at the scene. You can see Andy Burnham just there at the back of shot on the left, probably just waiting for the Home Secretary, and they will be making their way down this road here, no doubt to speak to those involved in the police operation and visit those at the synagogue. But that's happening while we speak, Tony. Of course, we've just seen a snapshot there, a snapshot of the suspect being taken out. What will have been going on around that? Because obviously in that video we can just see the two firearms officers, or we can just see Shabana Mahmood coming down the road now. Obviously we'll have seen those two firearms officers and what they did, but what kind of operation will have been going on around them? Because of course at this point we didn't know whether the perpetrator was acting alone or with other people, whether there could be other incidents going on. Talk to me about the fuller picture.
The first priority would be to get sufficient officers to the scene, and of course, you know, while we had the luxury of watching that footage, or have now had the luxury of watching that footage, those responding wouldn't have. They'll be going into it blind. They may well know the general location. They might even know the synagogue, but they will have to get there. The priority for unarmed officers will be to create a cordon and get everyone from within the potential blast area out and into a safe area. The armed officers will be looking for support from their colleagues, or looking to support their colleagues. But of course, once they've got on the radio and said that, you know, a critical shot has been taken and that the suspect is down, you know, they too have got to consider, you know, staying safe and out of the area. They also, of course, had the casualty that we can't see in the footage that you've been showing for obvious reasons, because it's you know, it's really quite upsetting. But there what was appeared to be an elderly gentleman who may well still have been alive, or, you know, I don't know, but he certainly
Tony,
looked
I'm just going to interrupt you because we're just about to hear from the Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood. Let's listen to the Home Secretary.
Terrorist attack at a synagogue on the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. My prayers are with the victims and the families of all of those who are murdered here today. I want to thank the police and all of the emergency services for the speed of their response and also for their considerable bravery. The government has stepped up security at synagogues across the whole of the country, and we will do whatever is required to keep our Jewish community safe. I know that there are many questions that are still to be answered, and rest assured they will be answered as quickly as possible. It will just take a little time for us to establish exactly what has happened here, but we will share more information as soon as we are able to. What I do want to say is, to those who seek to divide us, they will fail. Thank you.
On behalf of everybody in Greater Manchester, I would like to thank the Home Secretary for coming here immediately today to provide reassurance to our communities and, of course, support to Greater Manchester Police. To the Chief Constable and all of his staff, we would want to say we can't thank them enough for being on the scene within minutes. Our firefighters from Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service also provided emergency care at the scene, and of course staff from MWAS, North West Ambulance Service. This was an exemplary blue light response. They were supported by volunteers on the scene from the Community Security Trust, and it's an organisation that we owe a huge debt of thanks to, that works to keep our communities safe. Tonight our first thoughts are with the families of those people who died, those injured and those traumatised by this and horrific anti-Semitic attack on our Jewish friends and neighbours. We condemn it outright. Greater Manchester will never stand aside when one of our communities is attacked. We ask everyone to show solidarity to the Jewish community this weekend, and already we've mobilised through our interfaith network messages of support and solidarity through places of worship. We always will stand together here in Greater Manchester, and we will never let acts that are designed to cause hatred, division in our communities, violence, we will never let them succeed. And that's our message tonight to everybody across Greater Manchester. Do not let them succeed. Respond by reaching out, by redoubling efforts to work together and stand together in these difficult times.
Tonight, across Manchester, residents are horrified by the anti-Semitic terrorist attack that we've witnessed on our streets here in Crumpsall. Echoing the words of the Home Secretary and the Mayor, our thoughts are with those who have lost their lives, their families, their loved ones, those that are injured and everyone that's been affected. We know that this will leave a deep mark on our community here in Manchester, as Jewish people were attacked on their holiest day as they went to worship. But know this, in Manchester we will stand with and support our Jewish friends, our Jewish community, our neighbours, fellow residents. We'll stand together, wrapping our arms around them with the love and the support that they need. And we'll work with agencies to make sure right across the city, everyone in our city feels safe. Tonight is a difficult moment of sadness and reflection, but I know that Manchester will come together. They'll show the unity that we're proud of, and they'll stand with in declaring that hate has no place in our city, and that Manchester is a city we can all be proud of, and a city that will show the love and the support to our Jewish friends that they need in this time of moment of darkness. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, that was the council leader, Manchester City Council leader, the Mayor of Greater Manchester and the Home Secretary coming here to Crumpsall, Greater Manchester, the scene of this morning's horrific terrorist incident outside Heaton Park Synagogue.